Hi, so this is week 2 on the COVID-19 process. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. So this week we started off with a Zoom call with everyone together, except from Flo. We haven't really heard from Flo, and it'd be nice to hear from her because I want to see what she really thinks about this whole process. I hope she's all right and everything with this whole pandemic going on. Yeah, hopefully we see her next time when we call together. And yeah, so anyway. We started off the Zoom call by talking about what we researched together, and I feel like this is really nice for us all to do, and it allows us to all gather little bits of information that could help us potentially with this process. So I spoke about storyboarding and how to write a script. Elle spoke about like ugh, domestic victims and how they've been coping, and Francis looked more into Foley artists and radio plays. And by doing this, it allowed us to look more into radio plays and how we want to structure our radio play. And how we want to do ours is how so it'll be a play obviously, but we're gonna have it so it's like someone listening in, and someone's listening in their car like everyone else does in the world. You put on the radio, someone calls in, they talk about their problems, but then we also want this. Elle brought it up, she wants a little girl to ring in and talk about how mummy and daddy's fighting, and it's gonna be really, I don't want to make it sound spooky because that sounds like I'm glorifying it, but it will send chills down your spine, because you're going to have all these light-hearted, and then you're going to have that mic drop moment where it's this little girl and she's all upset and she doesn't know how to deal with it, because no one really does in that situation, do they? So I thought that was a great idea that Elle suggested for us to all look at. And then with this, we also started to look into music, because it's a radio show and we wanted to use music as a way to structure things and move it across. So we've started looking into music that has different meanings, undertones. That's the word I was looking for, undertones. So suggested people like Lily Allen, Tyler the Creator, people with songs with hidden meanings. And I really like that for our show, because I, again, don't want to glorify it or whatever, but I like how things mysterious and how you don't know what you're watching and stuff like that. Yeah. So with this, with all our research together, we were able to develop some characters, and one of the characters that we wanted to look at, as I said before, was a little girl in a domestic situation. And I feel like this would be a really good thing to do, because as I said before, it's a mic drop moment. You wouldn't expect a little girl to call in on a massive radio show, because they wouldn't know what to do, and it's basically them they don't know who to talk to. So what's the closest thing they can hear? Someone talking on the radio. So they ring up there, which I really like the idea of that. And yeah, I keep saying and yeah, but we're gonna go with it. Another character that I really was interested in was one of the presenters, and we had the idea of having two presenters, a serious one and a really light-hearted, jokey one. I'd like to be the light-hearted and jokey one, because I feel that would be quite easy, not saying not saying easy as in oh yeah, I can do that, it's easy, but I'd like to say I'm kind of funny. Not kind of, I'd like to say I'm funny, and I can pull across a funny character. And a serious one, Francis said he'd be up for that, and I was oh, sorted. But then Elle also brought up the fact that she wants to look into casting each other. By doing that, we all have to every role's up for grabs, and I kind of really like that, because it brings some fun into the process, and we need a little bit of fun, don't we, with stuff happening around us. So thanks, Elle. And then yeah, we had another Zoom call with everyone, and it was just really like a student learner thing where what would we like to improve with the college, but can't really go to the college at the moment. So it was a bit of a skew with type of moment, that one. But yeah, and yeah. Sorry, again, looking at the notes. With this also, finally, got it out his mouth. I'd like to look more into like male, like domestic cases, because as hard, again, I'm like being really controversial with this one. As bad as it sounds, like you never really hear of a man getting hit or a man getting attacked or like in a domestic abuse. It's always like the women. So I'd like to like bring more of like a light on like the men and how they're having to like how they deal with it and what they go through, like the process of dealing with it and all the grief and sort of that. And yeah, so time to finish it off. So, as I just said, to finish this off, I'd like to look more into male domestic cases and like shine more of a light with that with our show, because if we're gonna like shine a light to people, I feel like it's the people that are unheard, and like we're already talking about the people that are unheard and you don't hear much off of because of this whole pandemic. But like I want to get into like the nitty gritty and stuff like that, because I heard like loads of people doing like really light-hearted stuff, and as much as I'm a very light-hearted person, I want to see something deep and use that for our show. Oh, that was a bit of a sass. So yeah, what I'd like to see more in our show, it's just like the combination of light-heartedness and then like the deep stuff. I knew I just like, what's the word? I just threw myself over then. But yeah, I want to see like how we can use both of those like hitting facts. And yeah, I just want to make like a show where people are getting heard, because people don't really get heard nowadays. It's all like embedded on social media and it's all haha, like my selfie, haha, look what I'm doing in the Bahamas, when secretly they're at home. But yeah, that was a bit of a skew with, wasn't it? So yeah, gonna finish it off there. So this is weekly 2 on the COVID-19 process.